Conservation finance refers to the variety of ways we can invest in nature to generate ecological and financial returns. Investing in nature makes a ton of sense. It helps us address mitigation and adaptation to climate change. It's absolutely critical to address the global challenge of biodiversity loss. And having healthy ecosystems delivers all kinds of benefits to communities while underpinning Canada's economy. The term conservation makes us think of wild and faraway places, but we're talking about investing in nature anywhere where nature can take place. So yes, absolutely, we're looking at protected and conserved areas or indigenous protected and conserved areas, but we're also considering how you can invest in nature in improved forest management practices, for example, or ways that you can generate carbon offsets. We're also considering agricultural landscapes where restoring wetlands can deliver important ecosystem services. We're also thinking about urban environments where ecological restoration can deliver all kinds of cost-effective and important ecological services, like reducing the impacts of flooding, for example, when you restore a wetland. There's currently a lot of attention on this issue. The federal government has made large commitments for both biodiversity and climate change, including protecting 30% of lands and waters by 2030. Corporate actors are increasingly looking to the role that nature-based solutions can play in improving their operations and corporate sustainability strategies. Financial institutions are interested in how they can translate and consider ecological returns in different types of new financial products, including green bonds. Municipalities are considering the role of natural infrastructure in their long-term climate resilience planning. There are many different actors in this space, and there's a need for more cohesion and understanding in the appropriate ecological metrics that are necessary, as well as how the needed financial metrics can translate into these types of projects. Translating environmental benefits into financial returns is not easy. Ecosystems have a range of value streams, but they're difficult to capture. This means we need to create new types of financial arrangements like revolving funds or resilience bonds, which have higher transaction costs because they involve more partners and take longer to develop. There's also a challenge associated with ecosystem data and financial data. The groups that are used to producing projects are used to providing different types of ecological data that might not necessarily align with what a financial product can currently deal with. And so getting creative about how to build and create these types of instruments is necessary in order to capture both the value streams and the attention of investors. There's a lot that we can do in order to make it easier to invest in nature in Canada. And indeed, it is creating a more robust project pipeline that will attract further investors. And so to create projects now, we can use more seed funding, more blended finance opportunities that allow philanthropy and government to act as a guarantor or provide different types of anchor funding to make it more attractive to private investors. There's more that we can do to both collect and provide easier access to ecological data and get more financial sector actors involved to create better financial metrics for these types of projects that they're not historically used to dealing with. If we're able to do this and create more investable projects, ultimately this reduces transaction costs, reduces risk, and then this will help more funding and investment flow to the space. In this report, we examine the various pathways to do this across different landscapes, examine the barriers that exist in the Canadian context specifically, and start thinking about how we can act more collaboratively to address these challenges and bring investment to nature at scale.